I do a lot of work in the inner cities, Compton and South Central LA and East LA sometimes now. And a lot of people watch my shows in those areas, and they want to know why can't the blacks are asking me, why can't we keep the Latinos out of our schools, out of our communities? And a lot of blacks are leaving those areas because of the violence between the blacks and the Hispanics and things.
Yeah.
What do you say to those blacks who don't want the Hispanics there and are leaving as a result of Hispanics coming in?
Yeah, I think that this is a result. As a result of something bigger, which is the system that we have set up. And again, talking about white people and white privilege and how white privilege has affected people of color, and now is making us go against each other instead of working together. So our diversity actually is our greatest strength. And you see that violence on the streets. And if you work in the inner city, you know about the gangs and the arguments around gangs.
Yeah.
And we can't talk about that without talking about the school prison pipeline, where police target certain people, especially African Americans.
So are you saying that the white people are making the blacks, are causing the blacks and Hispanics to fight one another?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
what's wrong with the blacks and Hispanics that they were allow someone else to cause them to fight each other and hate one another?
Well, it's about power. It's about access, and it's about power. If we work together, we're definitely stronger because we're the majority right now. So if we continue working together and getting the things that we want and working towards that, I mean, imagine the powers at hand right now, what's going to happen to them? So it's really a conversation about power. And this is why it's so strategic for them to make sure that we are not aligned. And often we see these things, and I hate to get so conspiracy here, but it's true that historically we have been put against, because it's easier to manage a community that is not united and unified.
Amazing.
Than a community that is separated and fighting each other.
Did you come here, I'm not sure, did you come here legally or illegally?
I came here legally with my family, but shortly after we became all undocumented. This is the days prior to 9/11. We came in like the early 2000s.
Right.
So we came here, we went to school. My brothers and I went to school here, to university here. And it's extremely difficult to maintain a visa living as an immigrant in the United States. I mean, they will require us to have $100,000 in the bank and a lot of other requirements that were like definitely unreasonable for anyone, even if you are born in America.
So are you legal now or still illegal?
No, I'm very legal right now. I wouldn't be able to run for office if I didn't have my
Right,
paper.
I was going to say. So what was it like for you coming to America? What was that like for you coming here?
Well, I came here when I was 18. My family back home is a very active family. We're very focused in the community. Hence my passion and my desire to also continue helping the community here. So leaving home was quite dramatic. And, I didn't speak any English. We had some status. We were very well known in our city and, again, belong to a very big community. And we came to the United States as any other immigrant, to work hard. We didn't know much people here. We didn't have a big network, and we just had to start from scratch, like a lot of people do, in the pursuit of the American, dream and a better life.
Do you love America?
Of course.
You love it.
Of course.
There's a lot of talk about closing the borders between Mexico and America. Are you in support of closing the border?
Closing the border because of COVID-19?
No, just putting up a big beautiful. No, putting up a big beautiful wall to stop the illegals from coming in. Are you for that?
Look, the reality is that we have one of the most advanced army military complex in the world. If we really wanted to stop people from coming through the border, we will do it. We have drone technology. We have night vision technology. I mean, like, we have so much technology to really keep our borders safe. Now, if we want to use our tax money on building another wall that actually was just found a bunch of drugs. Just this last week, I was reading on the paper that they confiscated a bunch of drugs in the wall. I mean, I don't agree with that part.
So are you for the wall? Are you for the wall?
No. I think if we want better protection and having a secure borders, we need better technology. It's just a lot more effective than a wall. A wall is just a rhetoric from our current federal government to utilize our taxes for something that we already have a wall there, and it just hasn't worked. If they really want to secure our borders from the bad people, they should invest or deploy the technology that they have that they use in the Middle East and in other places.
So if I'm hearing you correct, you're not for the wall. You just want some type of army or technology. But why not have the wall go up and use technology as well to be sure they can't get in?
Yeah, I mean, I invite you to go check out the border yourself.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done it
already. You're seeing the wall. I mean, it's so clear to me that this is a political move by our president, and it's just really not protecting Americans.
When are you for the wall in Israel?
For the wall in Israel?
Yeah, they have a wall separated from Palestine there in Israel. Are you for that?
I'm not very familiar with.
Oh, okay.
I'm not very familiar with the wall in Palestine and in
Israel.
In Israel,
Uh-huh.
I actually have visited Israel in Palestine, and in Bethlehem, where the place where allegedly baby Jesus was born when baby Jesus was born. I visited there.
Yeah.
It's a very complex situation, not just here, but also there. I also think that we have so many issues that we need to deal with in this country than worrying about where other walls in the world are being built.
I've noticed that when immigrants come here to this country, they don't seem to want to assimilate. Why is that?
I think that's a very big generalization. Number one, not all immigrants are of the same age or educational background. Some immigrants come here and they are farmers, and they come here to ask for asylum. Actually, there are already ways where we bring immigrants here to work in our field. So they have a very different experience than someone like me that came to go to college, that learned English, and 20 years later ran for city council in the second largest city in the country. So we can generalize that they don't want to assimilate. I mean, culturally, we're very, very, different. And again, immigrants or Latinos, immigrants from Africa, immigrants from Europe are very different. Immigrants from Canada are very different than Latin American immigrants that come here.
Right.
So I don't know if we can generalize that every immigrant doesn't want to assimilate.
I noticed that there is a push for illegal aliens to become citizens in this country, even though they broke the law to get here. They have driver's license, they want free insurance, houses, and they want us to take care of them. Is that fair that the American taxpayer should have to take care of illegal aliens?
Well, if you pay taxes, you should enjoy the benefits of what paying taxes gives you. And immigrants that come here whether it's legally or illegally, they pay taxes.
But
so therefore, they should also enjoy the benefits of any other taxpayer in this country.
well, most of them don't pay taxes because they work under the table.
We all pay taxes. I can tell you that I was an undocumented immigrant for a few years and had to pay taxes. In fact, when you come here, the first thing that they advise you is to start paying taxes with a tax ID number. That's what anyone. Why? Because if you want to ever adjust your status, you're gonna need to present in good faith that you have been complying and assimilating to the rules of this country. So I think that that's a big misinformation. And sadly, today with the COVID-19, a lot of people, for example, that pay taxes, they don't get taxes they don't get that money back, taxes in return at all. Just like you and I, pay our taxes. We file our taxes every year, and we might get money if we pay too much, or we might not. A lot of undocumented immigrants don't have the benefit to do that, so they just put money on Uncle Sam's piggy bank, and they don't get anything back.
The thing I don't like is that I work hard, and I would rather have more of my tax money in my pocket rather than giving it to a group of people who broke the law to get here, showing respect for the country, respect for the citizens here. Why should I want to pay my money for people who are breaking the law to come here? And then they're having all these babies because Mexicans are having babies like 90 going north. Why would I want to take care of illegal aliens' babies too?
Well, they can say the same thing about you.
Why? I'm a citizen.
And helping you, well, they're not getting anything in return. Again, I just explained that a lot of undocumented folks pay into the tax system.
How do they pay? They don't, because they're not taking it out of their paychecks.
You are required by law to present money. So let's say I'm a gardener and I get paid $100 a week. I'm required to report that and pay taxes over that.
But most illegals don't report it, though. They get paid a private check in their name, and they never have to report that.
Okay.
Especially the gardeners and the housekeepers. Especially with the gardeners and the housekeepers, they don't report it. They put it in their pocket.
Let's say they don't report it and they put their money under the mattress.
Right.
They still pay sales tax, which goes to a lot of